Namaskar, I'm Ashok Vyas and welcome to this special conversation with someone who has served AAPI Charitable Foundation as chairwoman, and she joins me from Boston, Dr. Chander Kapasi ji. Welcome. Namaste.
Namaskar.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
So, the journey is always interesting in terms of we learn, we receive, we share. In your case, before we come to your involvement with AAPI, let us talk a little bit about your journey as an immigrant here in America. Which year you came? What were your dreams? Talk to us a little bit about that.
Well, I was actually born in Himachal Pradesh, and I did my medical education at the world famous Ladies College, Lady Harding Medical College, New Delhi. And I did also there my post-graduation also. And then I was working for International Planned Parenthood Federation, and head office is in London, but I was employed for their office in Nairobi. So I was working there, and I had applied for my MPH, that is Masters in Public Health at Harvard University. And the first year I got married, and second year I had a baby. And then when I told them third year if they can postpone another year, they said no, they cannot, because after 3 years I'll have to start over again all my application. So it was very painful to leave my 6-month to 1-year child over there and come to Harvard from 1974, and I never left.
Wonderful, wonderful. That's very interesting, and it also tells us about how multiple, call that multitasking or taking care of many responsibility at the same time is natural for women. And in your case, moving forward with dreams that brought you to America, how do you see that evolved and you managed to realize it?
I just loved it. When I came here, and I studied at Harvard School of Public Health, because that was my doing Masters in Public Health. And I love Boston. We never moved out. After 6 months, my husband and my daughter joined us here. And we've been working here since then, and we never left. And I love Boston.
So, since we are in the middle of world facing COVID-19 crisis, so just a quick comparison based on your observation in terms of approach towards public health in America and India. Do you see some major policy difference in the approach?
See, when I left India, it was different. When I see now, they have really improved, and they are doing so much better, I can tell you that, okay? And in America, of course, it's definitely better, but, people take time, and the leadership has to be involved, and that's what I think in India, the leadership is doing a great job. But still, there are people who are not understanding, and this beast is bad. We have to take care of it every single day by taking all the precautions. So yes, there are differences, but there are, people who behave differently in different communities, and I hope that we'll be able to empower it one day.
Absolutely. And now, as I get an idea that you have familiarized yourself with the way Indian system with respect to health concerns and health awareness is working, let us talk a little bit about your first understanding of the existence of an organization called AAPI, and what was it that pulled you to take active part in the functioning of AAPI?
Sure. So I'm a people person. So when I came to Boston, I got involved in the communities in Boston also. I was the president of India Association of Greater Boston, and then I was the president of the Indian Medical Association of New England. And then one day, we went to Atlantic City with our children, and the meeting was there for AAPI, was having their meeting there. And that was in early 80s when AAPI had just started. And we went with two little children, and Dr. Roshan Lal was the president, and Dr. Mansukhani was the one who was actually helping with the whole meeting. And we went there, and there were no rooms left. And with two children, I didn't know what to do, whether we should stay or we should move. And I saw Dr. Mansukhani, and I told him that we came here, we would like to attend the meeting, but somehow there are no rooms left. And let me tell you, I never forget that conversation. He told me, "Beta, mere kamre mein raho. Stay in my suite, you don't have to leave." And I never left AAPI after that. So that was my first thing. And then I became a life member, and then I was chairing so many committees. And in 93, 94, I was the first woman who became the chairperson of board of trustees of AAPI. It used to be the men's club that time. And I really broke that mold, and I became the first woman, and they loved me, they loved my work, and I've been there since then. And AAPI Charitable Foundation, I started involving later on, and I rose to the height of becoming the chairperson for the AAPI Charitable Foundation.
Okay, so before we talk about Charitable Foundation, let us talk a little bit about your finding your voice or realizing that your voice is equally respected or heard. As you mentioned that it was more like a man's club. Was there any challenge that you faced, and what was it that gave you the confidence that you would be accepted with all your ideas?
Well, I think it was because I was focused, and I was also persistent, and they saw me performing. I was also very politically involved in Boston area, and I was first woman in Boston area to be on the transition team of the governor of Massachusetts that time in 91. And they saw me that I performed and I delivered. And of course, some people will always be against you, some will be for you, but most of them were for me. And it was my work and the way I kind of conducted myself, the way I delivered, I guess.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about when you say my work in the context of being a trustee for AAPI board members. Now, what is the main focus as trustee, and how do you see a sense of meaningfulness in this role? Because many times you already have your plate full. That is the case with most of the immigrants who are taking care of multiple responsibilities. That includes being a parent, being a professional, and then on the top of it, this becomes an additional responsibility, additional role to play. So, two questions. Number one, what was it that you felt was meaningful and satisfying for you personally? Secondly, overall, the role played by AAPI.
To answer your first question, it's very satisfying when you are giving, any type of giving. It is very satisfying. And the board of trustees that time used to take care of all the finances which go through, and it was in charge for the president, the executive committee, and everybody, and they always advised them what to do and what not to do. And I was also even the chairperson for the political action committee, and I was the first one. They used to call us foreign medical graduates. And I was the first one to talk to Senator Kerry, who came to our house for a fundraising, actually. And I told him that, this needs to be changed to international medical graduates. So he talked to the then Secretary of Human and Services, and that name was changed during my term. So little things. If I write a book, I think I've done a lot of things for AAPI, and I feel very privileged that they gave me this opportunity to do these things.
Okay, now being chairwoman of AAPI Charitable Foundation is a special, I would say, privilege and responsibility, as well as there's an opportunity that you can make a bigger difference. Let our viewers know a little bit more about AAPI Charitable Foundation, because what I know about AAPI, they always have had many projects where they work towards making a difference, a positive difference, be it awareness about obesity or working with veterans or having certain projects in India. So how that main role which AAPI plays, is Charitable Foundation a way, another extension of the same, or it has some additional roles?
See, Charitable Foundation is the main leg of AAPI, actually, okay? It was started in 1989 by some very far-thinking physicians. And that time, we were sending the equipment to India. In 89, they did not have sometimes good equipment, and they didn't have many things. So we were sending those things to it. And we have also decided, because some places in the villages or in the very crowded towns, the poor people were not getting any good health care. So we decided to open these charitable foundation clinics. And we were running about 17 of those charitable foundation clinics. And then the rules changed, and the Foreign Contribution Act now does not allow to send money there unless these clinics have the FCRA number. So some of the clinics who do not have the FCRA number, we cannot send the money to them. And I have been in touch with the Home Ministry myself about it, and they have advised, and I'm telling all these clinics that please fill up your applications, and they will help us getting those FCRA numbers. So we are doing those, as well as over here in America, whenever any calamity arises, we have given funds for education, for calamities, like for the, if there were so many things, the floods in Himachal and Kochi last time, and we gave them the funds for that. And all these other things, what are happening and they are starting, they are kind of asking for the money. So if there are, good, we also paid money for the clean water projects, and many projects, when they come and they ask us, we have a executive committee, we have board of directors, we all vote on that, which project is good and meaningful, and then we pursue that.
So now talking about your current focus, and as I'm aware, there was one, if I say, campaign or something to increase awareness about women's health. And as I talk to you from the studio of ITV Gold, I believe Chairman of ITV Gold and Parikh Worldwide Media, Dr. Sudhir Parikh, Padma Shri Dr. Sudhir Parikh was also somewhere involved in offering kind of strength to this campaign. Talk to us about overall the idea and execution both.
Well, when I was working with the governor of Massachusetts, I was holding the position for chairperson on the subcommittee of women's health. And that time, I had created a perpetual calendar on women's health, which was very well received. But that was in 91, 92, okay? And so this, one of the doctor, she left a lot of money for us for the charitable foundation. And I thought that it will be good in her memory to reproduce that calendar. And so I made that calendar, and I asked other people in the community as well as in the educational background to send the message on the women's health. And Dr. Sudhir Parikh was very good also to give that message in that book. And I had the dean of the Harvard School of Public Health, the former dean, the present dean, and so many other people who sent the messages, and so many of our doctors from AAPI sent the messages. They are there, and it's a perpetual calendar. It can stay for years and years together. And it was very well received. It has a lot of information on the women's health, physical, emotional, spiritual, everything is covered. And I'm very happy that people are liking it, and they're sending me, their notes on the side that what a great job we have done. Also this year, before I left, we have these, our friends, Charitable Foundation trustees. Each one of them have paid $10,000, okay? And during my 2 years, I was able to make a lot of patron trustees also. And I also consolidated all the accounts. I was able to add in these 2 years $1,890,000 more to our AAPI fund, which has never happened before, and I'm very proud of that these people helped us. And there are other trustees from before, and I thought to make a lapel pin for them and thanking them with the book as well as the lapel pen. It takes a lot of people to kind of come together and get these projects done, and I'm very happy that I was able to do it with the help of my family. In my family, 5 members are already patron trustees. Even for my husband's 50th birthday, we asked people, that was long back though, almost 24 years back, we asked people not to bring any presents and just write a check for AAPI Charitable Foundation. And we were able to collect $25,000 that day. Now my husband is a writer also, and all his books, which he gets sold, the money comes to AAPI Charitable Foundation. Even on my mother's, when she passed away, we told people not to send any flowers, just send check for AAPI Charitable Foundation. And we raised some money for that. So I advise that we all have these things going in our families, and everybody, if they want, they can raise a little bit money for AAPI Charitable Foundation and feel good about it.
So I must say that your wholehearted commitment and conviction that work of AAPI Charitable Foundation is important, and to sustain it, not only you, your family members, but people have found themselves inspired to be a part of this flow, and you also give a lot of importance to transparency as well as communication. So talk to me a little bit about how that is easy or challenging, considering so many variables involved and money flowing from different directions and then being contributed for various projects. Is it a very complicated affair? How do you manage this?
Well, it's not complicated if we are doing it by the rules and keep the transparency and keep talking to people, and they will give. If they trust you, they trust me, okay? Otherwise, even when Dr. Suresh Reddy was gathering money for COVID-19, okay, from the charitable foundation, we gave $25,000 for that, okay? And I kept writing in our apps for people to give money for that. Believe it or not, more than 50,000 was given by my friends and my colleagues in that also, okay? And at any time I write, 5 or 10 will write me, either send me the email or they will write that, okay, Chander, count me in. Okay, Chander, count me in. That was such a great feeling, I tell you. I felt really good that we could do that, and Suresh Reddy did a great job also. And I'm sure that Sudhakar will be doing, even better job, I'm sure. And Suresh Reddy and Seema were the team last time. And this year it's going to be Sudhakar and Sajni Shah, who happens to be my son's wife. And she's the chair of the board of trustees. So I'm very happy that these people will continue giving to AAPI Charitable as well as to AAPI.
Wonderful. I'm so delighted that you shared all these steps of your complete involvement and dedication for AAPI Charitable Foundation. And as we conclude this conversation, one, you mentioned that your husband is an author. What kind of books he writes, if you want to share that for our viewers?
He's the orthopedic surgeon, and he has written 3 books so far. One is The Mind's Eye, which is a book of poems, and there's another one, Kashmir on Fire, and he has written 3 books, and I will send you the information about that. And he never takes the money for himself. Whenever the money comes, it goes to Charitable Foundation, and which is really good.
Wonderful. And always looking towards future with certain goals, or talking about your vision for AAPI Charitable Foundation. What would you like to accomplish in near future, and something where we from here could also partner with you in terms of communication?
I think we all should partner with many people. There are so many people that are not involved, and we need to get those people involved who can actually give more and get us connected with other foundations who are doing better than us, and that will bring the scope a little bit more. And I really hope for the best. And I also tell all these students and the young doctors that they should never forget their roots. They should keep on doing something for the roots, also stay focused, but get involved. And there is enough opportunity. There are so many clinics in India we are running, and they can always give their time there, and go and have the health these projects there, or health camps there. And we have done so many health camps there, and believe me, whenever we have done it, there are lines and lines, and people just love it. So my advice to all these young kids will be that do not leave hope, remember your roots, and keep doing whatever you can. It doesn't have to be too much.
I think that is very, very important to learn these lessons from someone like you who has practiced this life of compassion in optimum way, I must say. And I wish you continue to have this satisfaction of contributing to the best of your capacity, and we applaud the work under your leadership as chairwoman of AAPI Charitable Foundation. With lots and lots of good wishes, thank you very much for joining us. Namaste.
Thank you. Pleasure. Thank you.